Rob Nakamura here, and I'm here with the High Chief, Zac Pauga. Together, we're fully hydrated, and we're gonna just jump into some Polynesians making predictions. UFC 320, the rematch, Big Ankalaev, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira Poatan, going at it again. Some people liking it, some people not, but who cares? It's here. What's what we're doing. The card is arguably stacked and just lots of fun on every level. We're going to focus on the main card. Our picks are just going to be main card only. We will give you a banger alert. Could be something anywhere on the card that we think you should definitely not miss. And I will start with the first fight. By the way, I'm reading this off of Tapology, so sometimes the fight order is different, but I'm just going with what I got. So, Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. That is the opener of the main card. I heard some people going, why is Joe Pyfer here? I'm like, because, well, he's been getting the push, and at some point you have to test your product to see if the push worked or not. Like, it's either we put him here and he gets some momentum, or we relegate him. So this is a perfect place for him to be. All right, last rodeo for Pyfer. The unanimous decision about 4 months ago over Kelvin Gastelum. Magomedov getting a unanimous decision 5 months ago over Michel Pereira. Mr. Pyfer, negative 220 as the favorite. Magomedov, plus 180 as the underdog.
And so my personal pick, raises the graphic right now. Joe's a friend of mine. Joe's a good friend of mine. And I do think he's going to win. If you're betting, though, right, they're testing him. They've been pushing him. They're testing him. This is the second time they've tested him. They tested him before, and he came up short, right? Jumped him, made him move a little too fast, and it was a little too much. At those odds, if I'm just playing money ball and I'm just trying to win money, I like Abus for the money, but I'm picking Joe to win.
I like it. I like that. You had me going there, bro. That's a good switch. This is Germany versus USA. And if you think I'm going to pick against the beautiful United States of America against the awesome country of Germany, you're wrong. Definitely going with Pyfer on this, purely because of flag and for national pride. And I honestly think that Pyfer has adjusted since that loss that Zach just mentioned. And I think he is still progressively getting better. And maybe we'll get to see him hit that mark that the corporation and promotion wants to see out of him. So there you go. That's my take. All right, on to the next one. Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal. This is a flash battle of generations basically going on here. Zalal on a tear last rodeo, 7.5 months ago, getting the UD over Calvin Qatar. Last time out for Mr. Emmett was basically 6 months ago against Lerone Murphy. He took a loss via unanimous decision. The odds makers, not shy at all. Negative 390 for Zalal, plus 290 for Emmett. There is a wall on one side and a whole lot of cheese and bait on the other. 40 versus 29. So there we go. There's the information we got.
Yusuf he's another Colorado boy. He's not a friend of mine. This is a true pick, true honest pick. I'm still picking Yusuf. It's just like you're saying that when odds are this wide, like the odds makers usually know what's going on. He just got outpointed his last fight, and Yusuf's going to do the exact same thing to him. Josh is like a crazy power puncher that just hasn't been able to find the mark like that in a while. And we haven't seen him really do anything new or different or interesting. You probably haven't watched Yusuf live in a while, right? He's a guy that got cut from the UFC and then fought his way back into the UFC and is still super young. But he's a guy that will not stop moving the entire fight, a lot like Lerone just did to Josh. So I think it's an easy decision win for Yusuf.
I fully agree with you. I wish I could make it spicy and go the other way, but in my opinion, is even faster than Murphy as far as footwork and maybe even striking speed. So if he applies anything close, if he doesn't just root himself and create himself to be a T-ball, he's just going to do laps around him. I don't see where Emmett can find him at all. Emmett's a plodding fighter and an older plodding fighter against someone who moves like a very agile fighter. And so I don't see how he's going to overcome this, just like you said. My pick also with Mr. Zalal. All right. Arguably the people's main event, because there's so many good fights on here, it's whatever. But this next fight could easily headline another card and has a lot of implications to the picture of something we were talking about earlier, the light heavyweight title picture, challenger picture, so to speak. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. All right, Yuri Prochazka going against Khalil Roundtree. Now, last time out for Roundtree was against Jamal Hill. It feels like some people have forgotten about that fight. You know, some people have completely blanked that out of their mind. That was only 3 months ago, getting the UD over Jamal. And the last time out for Yuri was 8 months ago. So their last opponent was the same guy, wildly different results. The odds much tighter, like you would expect in this one. Negative 185 for Prochazka, plus 150 for Roundtree as the underdog. And my man, what you got?
So this is the fight I'm most excited for on the card because I truly have no idea how it's going to go. I really don't know who's going to win this fight. I will go with Khalil. My pick, I will go with Roundtree just because he has excellent power. He has KO power, and Jerry gets touched. And Jerry gets touched by everybody. And only the people that can put him out, which Pereira is the only one that's been able to, are able to beat it, basically. So I'm not confident about it, but I'm super pumped for this fight. But yeah, I'm going with Khalil.
I fully understand the fact that this is a genuine coin toss fight. If anybody's talking about this fight with absolute certainty that isn't Prochazka or Roundtree themselves, they're lying. Nobody knows about this fight. This fight is a real good one in that aspect. And I'm going against you, Zach. I'm going with Prochazka on this one. Because before, I was like, I don't know if Yuri is even developing or changing, but he has. He's actually shown some development and some skills, getting better, which is always a great thing to see. Not dogging Roundtree, not saying he isn't. I don't even have a dumb joke to go with this. This is just my thought. I just think Prochazka is going to win. Good luck to anybody who's taking chances on this with your money. I'd say kick back, enjoy some food, and enjoy the fight. Because I hope the fight gods bless this fight and it's not a stinker, but I don't see how it could be. I'm really excited for this fight as well. All right. Co-main event of the evening. The bantamweight title on the line. Merab Dvalishvili going against Corey Sandhagen. You know what's up. Corey Sandhagen, almost 5 months ago, getting the TKO via leg injury where he popped Davison Figueiredo's knee in a very awesome but nasty scenario, which showed his IQ of the positioning they were in. And Dvalishvili's last rodeo, also about 3 weeks ago, but by the time we hit fight day, it'll be 4 months. So they have about the same turnaround time, which is really awesome in my opinion. And he beat Sean O'Malley. You guys know that. That's pretty obvious. What is interesting here is a world title fight with these kind of odds. Negative 380 for the champion in Dvalishvili, plus 300 on Mr. Sandhagen, the challenger, which I think is a little off and a little disrespectful. But hey, that's just my opinion. Zach, what you got?
Good friend of mine. Really, really good friend of mine. Corey, I see him every day. We train at the same gym, same team. Great friend of mine. I'm picking him. But go watch all his fights. Just go watch all his fights. Watch the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. Watch the TJ Dillashaw fight. You cannot, I promise you cannot find a clip of him being controlled on the ground, of someone taking him down and holding him down for rounds like Merab did to O'Malley the first fight, right? Second fight, he broke him, subbed him real easy. That's not going to happen. And I promise you, Merab's not going to be able to stand with Corey like he says he is going to do. It's going to be a very technical, interesting fight. May not be very fun for the fans to watch, but I promise you, Corey's going to come out on top of this.
The rare promise of excellence. I like it. Hey, standing with your boy. That makes sense. And yeah, Corey, that's why I think the odds are kind of disrespectful and just off. Corey's got a lot of X factors. One thing Corey does real nice is a sudden jump flying knee or switch flying knee. He can like throw that, it seems like anywhere at any time. And if he's able to maybe time one of Merab's entries, I think there's a possibility for a very Masvidal-esque type finish where he just catches him with the knee and knocks him out. But my pick is with, and still with Merab because the dude is on fire right now. And I have a thing in my fandom of watching championships be held for a long time. I like when champions make the division boring or ice out a division. I think it's one of the greatest things in sports. So I'm all for it. Let's go, Merab. But I will be celebrating if Corey wins because, you know, like I know he's your boy and stuff, and I hope good things and all that. Main event of the evening, the big one. Ankalaev versus Pereira. Well, this is like, I don't really need to say it because their two opponents were each other. Ta-da, end of story. The odds, negative 220 for Ankalaev, plus 180 for Pereira. And that is the tale of the tape. Besides the drama that is Ankalaev already beat him once. What you thinking?
I'm going with Pereira on this fight. Because Ankalaev did beat him. I'm not saying that Pereira won the last fight. But Ankalaev did not beat him with like crazy damage or crazy knockout or even taking him down. He just beat him with volume and cage control. Pushed him to the cage. Like, I don't know if he got any takedowns. And that is something that's so easy to fix. And Pereira's champion fighter, multiple weight division champion in the UFC, glory champion. He didn't need to learn anything new for this fight. Okay, you got to work harder. You got to work harder for 5 rounds than you did last time. And that's doable. And he is an amazing fighter with power to put people out. So he has that on his side as well and can just work a little bit harder. So I'm going with Pereira.
You know, I'm glad that you said that because one of the knocks I keep hearing from the community as a whole is like, Pereira landed 11 head strikes the whole fight in 5 rounds. Dooba-dooba-doo. That's a recurring theme. I'm like, yeah. And you think that's going to happen again? Like, you think they're going to dance for 5 more rounds and he's only going to land 11 again? I felt there was something else that was going on in that match that I haven't seen from AP in the UFC, where he looked like he was getting bullied and he had no answers. He couldn't find a new variable. He couldn't introduce anything new. He was literally just accepting what was coming and trying to work with that instead of applying himself. There was no aspects of that fight that looked like a Poatan fight. It was just Ankalaev trying to do Ankalaev stuff that wasn't working out. But like you said, he was working more volume, stole around each round, and it just added up. So again, and still, I actually go against you, which is rare to go against you this much, my man. But I really think this is a case of Ankalaev can literally bring the same formula. It's really on AP to attack the castle, to storm the castle, to do something else that can overcome it, because he's not the taller guy like he usually is and argue with your mama about the Adesanya thing. He's usually got the little bit of range advantage. He doesn't, you know, like it's a time where his body type isn't the advantage for him, which is, I'm not saying that's the only weapon he has, but his body type and his size is something he's used to great advantage for many, many fights. He doesn't have it in this fight. So I'm real curious, and I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I'm hoping that, you know, good things I actually want AP to win, but my pick is with Ankalaev. And I don't know. How about this? I'm figuring it feels like the UFC wants Pereira because he's far more marketable, far more popular.
What? No, I don't think it's a surprise or hidden at all. They definitely don't want Ankalaev to be the champion.
Yeah, that's it. And here's the thing, though. What we're talking about before, Oberg winning the way he did. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Roundtree and Prohaska, but the way he did, it's like we got fresh matchups. Like, no matter who wins this fight, whatever happens, because we got literally a whole bunch of cool matchups that could happen no matter what happens. So I'm just happy that light heavyweight is becoming awesome again, like it should always be.
And this is how you will know that the UFC didn't want Ankalaev to be the champion. That when he loses, there will not be a rematch. For Pereira, got his rematch. He lost. He got an immediate rematch. You will not see the same if Ankalaev loses.
I mean, dude, you said the same thing. I was on another podcast. They said the same thing. And in my heart, maybe I'm a sucker, but I'm always like, the trilogy, dude. I'm always hoping for a trilogy because to me in combat sports, it's the truth. The trilogy is the realness. And yeah, you're right though. If she wins, there's no chance in hell that's happening again for sure. Folks, let us know what you're thinking, what you're picking, what you're about. Like, what you're gonna see. So one thing I want to throw in, and before we get to the banger alerts, is just let us know your picks. Let us know what you think, right or wrong. Hey, if you're gambling, good luck to you. All the best. So, Zach, you got your hot sauce ready?
I do, and I hope I'm throwing. This is a special call out. This is a special call out. The curtain opener, right? Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. Brogan was my tough 30 co-runner up. We both lost in the finals. She's in the UFC. She's taking her UFC career slow. I fought 4 times in the first year and then got cut. I think this is her second UFC fight. I don't think she's fought in over a year, but she's coming out hot. Veronica Hardy is actually really, really good. She's really good. It's going to be an exciting fight, win or lose. I'm going for Brogan, but it's going to be a good fight, win or lose. Veronica Hardy is Dan Hardy's wife, and I think she gets hate from the UFC because of who her husband is, but she should not be where she is on the card. The first fight on the early prelims, she's a good fighter.
My brother, you know how long it's been since Ms. Walker fought? 2 years, 5 months ago.
Well, so 2.5 years.
Yes. Yes. It's a long time.
Yeah. She's taking it slow. She likes being able to keep UFC fighter on her Instagram page, but I'm rooting for her.
All right. Hey, respect to that. Ms. Hardy has been the curtain jerker like 3 times in a row already. Let me check. Yeah. Like every single one, 4 times. 4 times. Like, and out of those 4 times, she won 3 out of those 4 times. Tell me one other athlete that's a curtain jerker 3 times in a row, gets 3 wins in a row, on the 4th fight, still ends up the curtain jerker and loses, and now you're here on your 5th rodeo. Like, if there is residual hate because of your husband scenario, that is lame. That is lame of you guys, bro. Like, grow up. Like, come on, keep things separate. And she seems like a good lady overall. I've never met her, but like, come on, just go based on performance. This is a sport. Leave your crying for the parking lot. Yeah. But I just want to highlight this fight, -600 for Ms. Hardy, +400 for Ms. Walker. Yeah. Ooh,
Well, dude, almost 3 years off.
yeah, that's all right. If you looked at the card, you probably already knew where my banger alert was coming. Let's go Hawaiian. Punahele Soriano going against, can't even say the first. Yeah. It's Verternernakernov. I tried my best. Thank you. Tenenkov. But Nikolay, good job, good luck, all the best, and make a good fight. Puna, go kill them, get them. So, remember when everybody was saying best bantamweight in the world and the name attached to it was Patrick Mix? If you guys want to have some fun, go onto X right now, search the exact phrase, best bantamweight in the world, and you're going to see every bozo and outlet that actually said it and meant it and laid into it and said that Patrick Mix was the best bantamweight in the world. Well, here he is on the prelims, fighting for his career.
Prelims.
The early prelims, yes. So there you go. That's enough. I think I thrown enough crap into the crowd. That's it. That's my takes. All right. Side bonus random pick. This is in an adjacent league that I love so much that I'm not going to let this go quiet. The BKFC is also throwing down one of their biggest cards of the year, the return of the king of their franchise, literally the king of violence. They made up a title for him. They literally made up a championship for him. Mike Perry going against the barbarian, Jeremy Stevens, which is, I'm not going to break down the card, just the main event only. Zach, what's your thoughts on, I mean, these guys are badass in bare knuckle, dude. So what you thinking?
So it's going to be sweet. And I love BKFC. They give what people say they want, right? That's all it is. Damage and violence. And it's awesome. And Mike Perry's been kind of on a tear, but his last few BKFC fights have been guys freshly transitioning over to the sport. And Mike puts him away. Jeremy is not new. He's had a few BKFC fights, won their belt. I think it's gonna be awesome. I think I don't have the BKFC breakdown knowledge that I have of MMA. I'm going with Jeremy just because of activity. You know, he had 3 BKFC fights, won the title, came back to the UFC fight in his hometown. Now he's back defending his title. I just have to go with him. Was Mike Perry's last fight Luke Rockhold? Like, when was his last BKFC fight?
Last BKFC was Thiago Alves.
Okay.
I don't have the date, but it was a while. It was definitely less action than Mr. Stevens for sure. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but it's been a little while because he's been busy doing business, making, presenting dirty boxing and all that stuff. For him, he seems to be the type of fighter that needs a little bit of emotional flame to get going. And maybe life was really good. He didn't have things to be mad about, but he seems to have found it. You can always tell when it's bullshit, when people like push and shove and like just selling the fight. And then you can really tell when the guys separating the fights are like hips in, leaning with their full body weight, like trying to keep them actually apart. And then it was great. It was chaos, but it was great. And I think these guys are going to scrap. Like it's going to be they never put on boring fights. So I don't know who's going to win. Both guys give me a little bit of psycho vibes, honestly. Like both guys have a little bit of pure psycho in them, which is going to make this fight great. So folks, I hope you guys tune in and enjoy BKFC. And I just want to piggyback what Zach said. BKFC is giving us what old school UFC gave us. Just big, what the fuck vibes. Like, hell yeah, let's go bro type energy. And yeah, I'm all for it. Any other thoughts around the fight game, fight arena, or anything else before we go our separate ways?
Kind of BKFC related as well, but I feel like that financially, they are the only ones that are really rivaling the UFC right now. Like, that's why these cards are so exciting, and that's why the big tournament they're doing next year is so exciting. It's not PFL. Like, the UFC's biggest rival, in my opinion, from outside looking in, is BKFC right now. And so it's just kind of cool to be a part of this and watch all of it.
I agree with you 100%. They're holding it in the biggest arenas with the most amount of views. It's definitely got the most attention from the fans. And like you said in the very beginning, it's giving people what they want because the rule set is very favorable that way. All right, folks. Well, hey, you went the distance with us and we appreciate it very much. Once again, follow at Fully Hydrated on any social media that you want. But it's been a good time. We'll see you next time. In the meantime, stay fully hydrated. All right.